Today I came across something that I have never come across before and honestly never thought I would come across. One of my students were vaping in my class behind my back. So yes, there was a child smoking in my room while I was teaching, and they thought I wouldn't notice. I had no idea how to approach this. I haven't had discipline problems in my class, mostly I think because I have been way too lenient this year, and that's something that I am going to work on. But because I've never had discipline problems before, I never had my learners do something so blatantly disrespectful. I'm not sure that it was done in a malicious way or in a way that was intended to be disrespectful. I think the student was just kind of having a bit of fun with it. Haha, Miss hasn't realised. Anyway, my approach to solving this problem, it took me a while to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. I thought about emailing my in-school mentor to see if they had any ideas of how to help, but I decided I would first try to approach and solve the problem by myself without asking anyone else for help. So in that situation, something that is extremely important to me as a teacher and something that is extremely important to the school is that all of our interactions are mana enhancing. We need to make sure that all of our interactions are as positive as possible and that we are being very respectful of the students so that they understand that we have a respectful relationship and that respect is very important. I initially decided to approach this issue by writing the student a note. And that note just said, "Hi, can you please not do that in my classroom? Thanks," with a smiley face. Now I was going to give the student this note, but before I got to it, they asked if they could go to the bathroom. I said it was fine for them to go to the bathroom, and what I did was wait outside the door for them to leave the classroom. I had a quick conversation with them nice and quietly outside of the view of all the other students to make sure that the conversation that we could have would be private and as mana enhancing as possible. With the conversation, I acknowledged that I didn't know what he was doing and that I didn't think it was something that was very appropriate to be doing in my classroom. Just please be respectful of our learning space and please do not do it in my classroom. The student was very understanding. He really took ownership of what he did and he accepted that it was inappropriate, and he told me that no, he wouldn't do it again and that he was genuinely sorry. I really do think I did approach this in the best way possible that I could come up with in such a short period of time. I think that the interaction I had with the student was mana enhancing. I also think that because I didn't address it in front of the entire class, I might have some form of, there may be some expectations in my class now that students can get away with that kind of thing, and that's something that I'm really going to have to keep an eye on and make sure that it doesn't escalate. I think that if he was to do it again in my classroom, then I would definitely be going and seeing his form teacher and definitely be advising his dean to see if there was anything that they could help to talk to him about disrupting his fellow students. Overall, I hope it's not a situation that comes up again, but I feel like I'm a little bit more equipped to deal with it now. It's not something that teacher education ever kind of prepared me for. They prepared me for what to do if the class is completely unruly and crazy. But little things like that, when I already have fairly good relationships with the students and they're just being silly, it's not really something that they had covered. So I'm glad that I was able to find my way out of the situation and deal with it in a way that was respectful to the space and the other students in the room as well as the student themselves.